Welcome to the DO Boxing Show. I'm your host, Dameon Okposio, and thanks for tuning in to another episode. This is episode number 199, and we're talking about choosing a boxing gym. So there are a number of factors to think about when choosing a boxing gym, depending on where in the country you are. If you're in a major city hub, there might be about 3 or 4 gyms in your area, and if you're someplace more remote, there might only be one gym that you actually have to drive through. But when it comes to training and boxing training specifically, the great thing about it now is that there's YouTube. There's so many free things that you can look at to learn about boxing training. But I think more than the location, it's going to be about who you're training with and who you're learning from. So if a gym is close to your area, that's fantastic. I remember when I started boxing, I didn't have anybody helping me coaching right away. I was kind of in the gym aimlessly wandering. But nowadays, a lot of boxing gyms are housed inside of martial art gyms. And so a lot of them have adapted to taking classes. Classes, of course, is always the best way because you're working with other people. You can kind of gauge yourself against them. And inevitably, the other people that are in the class, if you develop relationships, are going to give you tips and they're going to watch your technique and help you out. But if you're not in one of those situations and there's a local boxing gym, maybe 1 or 2 coaches in the gym, and they don't have time for everybody, it's going to be important to, number one, feel comfortable and, kind of watch the lay of the land. Is this person somebody that comes around and shows guys technique? It's always a good start when people are looking at defense and looking at teaching defense. Boxing gyms in particular are not really boutiques. So, if you go to any boxing gym, I wouldn't necessarily look for, the best bathroom, or, the latest equipment. That's not really an indication of a good boxing gym. It's going to be how many guys are there for a while and enjoying training at that facility. Number one, you don't want to go in and within your first week you're getting pummeled. That's always a bad sign. But there's nothing wrong with sparring right away. Some coaches make you wait. Some coaches can put you into the ring with other people that are controlled and not get you hurt. So you have to really take a lot of things into consideration. Do just a little bit of homework. Look around at what some of the gyms are doing in the area. I would always recommend visiting at least 2 or 3 gyms to try them out, unless you have somebody that's willing to train you. If somebody's willing to train you, go wherever they're going. Because if you can have one-on-one boxing training, which is pretty rare, I would take advantage of that. Because if you have that one-on-one training, people are going to take the time to explain and break things down to you. And aside from fitness, that's the most intricate part of the sport, is knowing where your foot movement should be, knowing how to make a proper fist, learning the art of slipping. When it comes to boxing, a lot of it is counterintuitive. So when you're slipping properly, you're going to be moving your head a little bit, and you're going to move your head as the punch comes close to you. You don't want to move your head before the punch reaches you, because then the person can adjust and move to where you are. You have to wait until the punch is almost at its target. Then you move slightly to make the punch miss. And you're slipping forward so that you're on balance so that you can counter. So a lot of boxing is counterintuitive to what your body wants to do, counterintuitive to what you think is safe. And so if you can get a trainer and you have that confidence in them, it's always a really huge advantage. As far as gyms go, if you find that you can get along with the chemistry of the coaches, it's great. There's so many fantastic gyms out there, and sometimes it just has to do with personalities. Some coaches like to break you down and build you up. Some coaches just like to break you down because they want you to listen to everything that they have to say, and they know that if you don't, that you can get hurt. Some coaches are, want to bring you along slowly. Some coaches want to bring you along fast. There's nothing wrong with any of those different styles. It's just what style suits you. What style do you mesh with? And it doesn't take long to figure that out. So that's why even if you go to a gym for a week, you're going to be able to figure that out right away. You might figure that out in day one. So, if you have a couple of gyms around you, the best thing is to try a couple of them. If there's only one gym, then you just need to go down there and see, hey, is that the gym for me? Or is it best for me to just buy a whole bunch of how-to tapes or go onto YouTube and then crush my fitness by hitting the track and hitting a regular gym and then learning on my own and maybe getting to a gym when you're ready or at that stage for sparring. So you got a lot of options to think about. If you want to ask me any more specific or pointed questions, I'm always glad to answer them. So send me a message through Twitter at DOKPOSIO or through email okposio@hotmail.com. Hope this segment was useful for you. Episode 199 in 2016. Thanks for tuning into this episode. We appreciate your support. And don't forget, you can subscribe through YouTube at Dameon Okposio to get every episode of the DO Boxing Show. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one.